All right, so some of you guys have asked me either on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, where I've posted videos of me making the guitar, how much it the total cost of the build was. So in this video, I'm gonna kind of go over what I did and the materials I used and how much the total cost of the guitar was. You can buy a Frankenstrat replica like this, already made, for around $2,500. I've seen them a couple of different websites, but I decided to build my own because that's just what I do. So, yeah, we'll start off with a couple of things. And the first thing I started off with was the low friction pot which is underneath this knob. Um, that I paid $12.65 shipped to me. And again, okay, well, first of all, everything on this guitar I purchased on eBay. So anything that's on here, with the exception of a couple of things, you can buy on eBay. So yeah, this first thing, like I say, was the low friction pot. That was $12.65 shipped to me. And the next thing was the humbucker pickup, which is EVH Wolfgang humbucker. It's I ordered that as well on eBay for $80, $79.99, and that, again, that was shipped to me. The only thing that I did to it was I did the relicing by sanding the top, giving that scuffed look, and then using a gun bluing solution to make the metal inserts here kind of a darker gray color, and then used it's kind of like a powdered pigment for inks, and it's a rust color, and I used that on the edge there. But first I put a little bit of Mod Podge, kind of like a glue, brushed it on, and then put that stuff on there, so that kind of gives it that older look. And so yeah, again, that was on eBay, $80. Next thing was the neck. The neck I bought on eBay as well, and that's a Squier Stratocaster electric guitar neck in maple. That was $67 shipped to me. It was just a bare neck. The only thing that I kind of wish it didn't have was this dark insert. But I couldn't find any that were just plain. I ordered them from a couple of companies, and I got two of them, and they both came with that insert. So that was again $67. The trem, the Floyd Rose trem, this one here was the only thing that I could find that was close enough to his. I think the only difference between his and this one was the lettering and the adjustable nuts or bolts that go in here. These have the Allen heads, and his just had the flathead screwdriver style. So, but yeah, again, I relic these as well. The only thing I'd had to modify on this one was the tram arm, and all I did was kind of twist it a little bit this way, and then of course sanded it, stripped off some of the chrome plating on the paint, added some gun bluing, and then scuffed it as well. So that one was $82.99 shipped to me, and that was a complete set. It comes with the springs, the mounting plate, the trim, everything you need to install it. It even came with the locking nut and this over here. So that wasn't too bad. So next thing on the list was the Pickguard. This was a complete Pickguard that I ordered. Of course, you have to cut it and kind of mimic the look that Eddie had on his Strat. So that was shipped to me for $13.99. And again, that was when you order it, you have to specify that you want the black white and black color combination, because you can get them in several different color combinations. This has the 3 layers, black, white, and black. And then, of course, I just put some gaffer tape on the underside of it to block off all these holes, and then scuffed it, and then put a little bit more of that rusting or that ink to make it look like dirt. And I actually used dirt on some of the other things that I did. So next thing were the reflectors. These reflectors here, the red ones, I couldn't find the 2-inch reflectors that were just the decal type ones that stick on eBay that were the right size and the right shape. Now his have kind of like a honeycomb interior, or these, you see where these lines are at? His kind of look like a honeycomb on the inside. I couldn't find those at all anywhere. I ended up finding these at Napa Auto Park here locally, and I paid about $24 for 4 of them. So they're about $12 a pack because they came in a pack of 2. The orange ones I bought on eBay, and those were about $10.34, and they came in a pack of 2. These guys, I believe, I think I purchased these at Walmart, and if I'm not mistaken, they were like about $6. Again, they're not the same as his, but they worked out just fine. Next thing was the pickup back here. Now this pickup is not even wired. I mean, it is wired up to the selector switch and everything, but it's not actually a functional pickup. Now I just ordered a pickup on eBay, and it's a Fender Strat Mexican Standard guitar pickup, single coil, and it had a plastic cover that went over it, and I took that off, and I ordered this insert from somebody on eBay, and he cut these out custom, and it's labeled as a EVH Frankenstrat Frankenstein phenolic pickup top. That was $6 for this top piece right here, and it looks pretty much spot on to the Frankenstrat, the original Frankenstrat. The only thing that I did to it was I drilled a hole right in the center and installed that set screw that's in there, because I was looking at pictures, and if you look at, and I'll post a link below the video, there's a guy on his Imgur posting. He posted a bunch of pictures that he took at the Metropolitan Museum of the original Frankenstrat when it was on display, and his name was Travis Haying, and there's I mean, really in-depth photos of Eddie's actual guitar. So that's what I kind of used to get all these small details of Eddie's original Frankenstrat. One thing that I also had to do with this rear pickup was wrap it in gaffer tape, because it just had that plastic cover, and after I took it off, some of the copper windings were starting to come undone. So I, like I say, wound it with some of the gaffer tape, and then used more of the Relicing ink pigment, and I actually used dryer lint and stuck it on the inside or the outside of that gaffer tape to make it look, used and old. So yeah, and the pickup itself, I don't think I paid much for it. It was like $18 for the pickup itself, but again, the cover was about $6. So the body of the guitar, again, I ordered off of eBay. This was just your standard Strat body. This one was alder, and this was, of course, I had to do a lot of work to make it look this way, but I paid $100 for the body itself, and that was completely unfinished, just a raw body. It actually was machined and looked really nice. It had a great finish to it. I think the only thing that I had to do to it, and you can't even see it, I think it was back down here, there was a knot, and I had to fill it in and sand it flush. Eddie's original guitar actually had a knot like right here, and I kind of cut it right there to kind of mimic that look. And again, if you look at the pictures on Travis Haynes' post, you'll see all this. So yeah, $100 shipped to me for the body. The knobs, or the knob, this I ordered this on eBay as well, and those went for about $8, $7.87 shipped to me. But they come in a pack of 3. Fender Strats come in 1, 2, 3 sets, 2 tones and 1 volume. Eddie only used this one knob. It was the tone knob that he had here, which actually acts as the volume knob. And of course I had to sand it, make it look just like this. And this one, for some reason, the opening was too small to fit onto the EVH pot. So I had to drill it out just a little bit so it would actually set in there. The jack plate. Jack plate costed me about $5. Just your typical jack plate. It was chrome plated. It didn't come with the screws, so I had to buy all those. But I did, again, I relic that by sanding it and using a sharp instrument to kind of poke inside there to kind of mimic the look of inserting a jack, you know, countless times and missing the actual jack hole and scraping this inside part right here. So I just kind of scraped it a little bit, and then again used the gun bluing solution, and then sanded it a little bit to kind of give it to wear off some of the chrome and show the brass plating underneath. The neck plate. The neck plate I actually had custom ordered by a company on eBay, and you can order the neck plate and have it stamped with whichever number you want on there. I chose to get the number that was stamped on Eddie's original Frankenstrat, and you can order it in different finishes. I ordered it just in the chrome, straight chrome, and then I did all of the relicing myself, doing the scratches to mimic the look that Eddie had on his guitar, as well as the screws. So like I say, that you can order it in a distress finish, you can order it in a, I don't know, there's like 3 different finishes. I just ordered it in the chrome, and that cost me only $15, which I thought was a really, really good deal. So $15 shipped to me. And now I ordered some of the paint I had to order online because I couldn't find it locally at the hardware stores or the auto parts stores, because I used a paint that you normally use for vehicles, and it comes pre-mixed by Duplicolor. I used Toyota Super Red 2 for the red. For the white was a Wimbledon white. Black was just regular spray paint. I think it was like a Rust-Oleum paint. And before I actually sprayed on the red, I sprayed on a really light coat of a kind of pearlescent aerosol spray can paint. That was made by Duratrax, which they say is used mostly for RC cars. But that was the only one that I could find. I couldn't find any here locally, but I did find it online, and it was $7.50 for a can. The Super Red 2 Toyota paint was about $17 a can, and if you're lucky enough to find it at an auto parts store, I think they're only like $10. So next thing was the tape that I used to make all the lines. Now some guys, I've seen a lot of videos online where they just use regular like a pinstriping tape or masking tape to make the lines. If you look at a video by Johnny B Guitars, he goes in depth of how he thought Eddie made the the guitar and how he did the paint job. And he comes up with really, really great points of how things look when you look it up real close. And I used gaffer tape. And that's what he thinks he used, because, of course, that's all that Eddie had when he was on the road. And this is the roll that I used. Now, you can cut it in different lengths and then just rip it. And then it leaves this kind of jagged edge, which kind of looks, let's see, like kind of like that right there. Gives it this kind of rough look. And if you look at Eddie's guitar, a lot of the paint stripes that you see on there have that look. The only one that did have a really kind of sharp outline was this line that goes all the way down across the bottom, which he says, Johnny B Guitar says, it was probably some sort of a, I can't remember what kind of tape. I actually bought it, but I didn't use it. I just used regular masking painter's tape for that, and it came out good. So yeah, you can use either the masking tape or painter's tape, whatever, for this one. But the gaffer tape I used in different sizes to do all the other stuff. And the gaffer tape was about $8.22 for the roll. The selector switch that's on the inside, again, is not it's not hooked up. You can't use it, but it's in there. Eddie had it kind of in the middle, like how it is right here. Again, I did a lot of distressing and relicing to the selector switch by actually, first of all, dipping the whole unit inside a cup of muriatic acid to strip off some of the finish, and then put it in the gum bluing solution to make it darken some edges, then sanded it, then used some acrylic paint to mimic rust on the spring and certain areas right here. And I think it came out really, really nice. And of course used more of the lint and stuff like that to get that look. Up here, if you look, there's actually a screw in there, a flathead screw, and one of the white wires that goes from this area is actually soldered onto that. And you can't really tell unless you, again, look at those pictures really close and see it. So mine has that. I ordered 2 of them. I don't know why. Maybe I thought I was going to make another guitar or something like that, but I ordered one, and each one went for about $8. So I got those. The tuners I ordered online, and I went through pages and pages of tuners trying to find the ones that he used. Now I know he used the Schaller locking tuners. The ones that I seen on the pictures, they weren't locking tuners at all. They were just regular tuners. The tuning key itself had a kind of like a dip right here in the center, but this was about the closest thing that I could find. And again, I relic those by using some sandpaper, scuff pad, and things like that to give it that look. I even mimicked the holes in the back that he had. If you look close at those pictures as well, he doesn't even have these screws inside holding the tuners in place. I don't know, that's just how he has it, and so that's what I did. So those tuners were $21.62 shipped to me, again found on eBay. The quarter, 1971 quarter, I found on eBay as well. I looked through all of my quarters that I found. I found the closest thing that I had was a 1972 quarter. And of course that was not going to work. I needed a 1971. And I distressed it as well by first dipping it in muriatic acid, then the gum bluing solution, doing a little bit of sanding. And this was all after I drilled all the holes. Now this center hole, if you look at the pictures on Travis Haynes' post, you can see that this center one is actually drilled at an angle. So all the other holes I think were like 1/8 inch. This top one was kind of, I wiggled the drill around to make it a little bit bigger. And actually I drilled the hole first with the 1/8 inch drill bit. Well, actually a smaller drill bit, and then flipped it around and went with a 1/8 inch. So if you look at it really close, it kind of has a ridge. Again, if you look at the pictures up really close, you can see that that's how Eddie's looked. So that one, a lot of guys I see put 2 screws. On the pictures that I've seen, he only has this one right here. And for some reason, maybe if they're just from use all the time, the edge of this screw was kind of banged up. So I just used a Dremel tool and kind of did the same. So the quarters went for $2.45 each shipped. And I ordered 2 of them. Again, I don't know. I just thought maybe might make another one. I don't know. One thing that I didn't put on the build video was this here, which I just got like today. I ordered these picks online, and they went for $10 for 3 of them. And they say Eddie Van Halen on one side, and the Van Halen logo on the other side. On this stuff right here, I used white gaffer tape, 2-inch gaffer tape. Again, I ordered that online, and that was $12.85 for the big roll. I just cut a small piece, flipped it around, and stuck it on. And yeah, so that's the strings. I had already with me, so I didn't pay anything for those. Well, I mean, I did, but not for this build. The 2 little eye hooks I got at the hardware store. I think they were like $4 for 2 of them. And again, I dipped those in the muriatic acid to strip off the zinc coating, and then dipped them in a gun bluing solution to kind of give it that aged look. Right here is a 1984 quarter. Again, if you look at the pictures from Travis Hang, that looks just like a quarter to me. Whether it is or not, I don't know. But again, if you look at the pictures, it looks just like it. This one right here, this washer that's right here, I had to make that guy. And again, if you look at the pictures up close, you can see it does have something like that. I just don't know what it was, so I made it. So total for everything, minus little things like, you know, the acrylic paint that I use for the Relicing. You know, I use some acrylic paint to do the blue right here and right here and up along the edge. That was just stuff I had on hand. And other things like the gun bluing stuff, the cold bluing, this is just stuff that I used. And like I bought that at a gun shop. You know, you can get this stuff pretty much everywhere. And then for Relicing, I used this graphite lubricant to put on the back of the neck and in between the frets and all over the body, just to kind of give it that aged look. And yeah, that's about it. I think total was, according to my calculations, was $611.04 to build this guitar. So I think the last couple of things that I just did was, again, the gaffer tape and the picks, and then I put some of this stuff here, which was just a mix of JB weld to kind of give it that look as well. And that was the last things I did. The only thing that I really want to do is actually use cigarettes to make the burns. I just used torch, and I heated up a piece of metal and then just kind of touched it on there, and then I used a little bit of acrylic paint. But I actually want to get cigarettes and put them on there to do the actual burns. So that's one of the only things that I really want to do. So yeah, $611 to build the guitar, and I did all the work myself. It took about 2 weeks to do because I'm just OCD that way. It takes me forever to do stuff. And so I had to get every little thing down. The only thing I did screw up on, and I'll be honest with you, was some of the lines. I did find a template online that I printed out and kind of copied, but there was some of the things that I thought were a little off. It didn't show me the edge right here, so I couldn't, I just kind of guessed what the edge would look like. And I did screw it up right here. This should be up higher and end like right there. So yeah, that's, little things that I screwed up and kind of bothers me. And that's why I thought maybe I might actually make another one and get it right this time, since this was kind of like a practice thing. Another place I screwed up on was right here. But again, it's good. That's the way it is. And one thing that was just catastrophic to me, I was painting some red along here with a brush, and I sprayed some of the spray paint in a cup to get some of the paint to kind of touch up areas. Well, it melted right through the cup and it landed right on the guitar right at this point. So all of this right here, where the paint is gone, it had completely just wiped it off. And this was after I had finished the body, and it was just completely done. And so I had to go back, sand a little bit, redo some of the black stripes, redo some of the white stripes, and just get all that, do a lot of this stuff over again, because that paint had just completely eaten through the original paint. So, but other than that, I think it looks good because it gives it that aged look after all that, a lot of people are looking at. So yeah, if you guys like this video, if you want to see more of the actual build, and I will post a video of me playing it. There's some little small things that I got to do. I got to raise up this pickup just a hair more, like about 1/8 of an inch, which means I actually have to make a new plate for the bottom because it's up pretty much all the way as far as it can go. And that way it's actually mounted to the body of the guitar, because right now it's kind of floating and I just have some sponge underneath the bottom to kind of lift it up. Other than that, one thing I wish that I would have done was made sure all these frets were flat. I will post a video of me playing the guitar, or you can hear the sound and see for yourself. But yeah, as always, give a thumbs up, and if you're watching this video, thanks. And again, you could look at Travis Heying. His last name is Heying, on his post, and he has pictures of I don't know how many pictures, maybe 20 pictures or something like that of this Frankenstrat in real close detail, so you can see a lot of the stuff, and then you could actually zoom in and even look closer because they're really high res. So yeah, you can look at those, and hopefully if you're building one of these, maybe this will help you out. If not, give it a thumbs up anyways, and maybe subscribe. Thanks.